Did you see what Jasmine Crockett said today?
No, I didn't.
All right, good. That's what I like to hear. So she's been getting extra wild. So she said something crazy today. She said something crazy yesterday. I showed the guys what she said yesterday. I'm going to show you the one she said today and then yesterday because she might be like the new like wildest person in Congress, like really like taking the mantle from AOC.
Wow,
So
that's a hard one, Brandon.
I
That's
know,
that's
I
a big
know.
claim.
It's not easy to do. So this is from the Breakfast Club.
Been the one to call it out. The fact that I'm rooting for Canada and I'm rooting for Mexico a lot is really wild, but they are really the ones that are speaking truth to power right now. They can see what it is, and they were like, we are not messing with this crazy regime from Mar-a-Lago, and basically calling them thugs. That's what it is. But I'm like, y'all knew who he was when y'all elected him, so don't act surprised.
So she's cheering for Canada and Mexico right now because they're speaking truth to power.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you play that again? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I know. She's a little ghetto.
Been the one to call it out. The fact that I'm rooting for Canada and I'm rooting for Mexico a lot is really wild, but they are really the ones that are speaking truth to power right now. They can see what it is, and they were like, we are not messing with this crazy regime from Mar-a-Lago, and basically calling them thugs. That's what it is. But I'm like, y'all knew who he was when y'all elected him, so don't act surprised. He's been the one to call it out. The fact that I'm rooting for Canada and I'm rooting for Mexico a lot is really wild.
All right, I think I got it. It took 3 playthroughs. And is that Congresswoman?
Oh yeah, remember she's the one who said like she gets all ghetto in Congress. She was talking shit to Marjorie Taylor Greene that time. She's like she said that like that incoherent
the same
thing.
Person.
Yeah. And then
Trump says he like
yesterday she says this one's really wild. And like especially coming from her who's like supposed to be like a sister of the people.
the idea of giving some of the savings from Doge back to Americans as kind of a dividend. Would you support that?
Listen, he's just telling a lie. He's not the one that had anything to do with the $1,200 refunds that people had during the midst of COVID that was done by a Democratic House and Democratic Senate. Right now, what they're going to do is say, hey, we want to give you a refund, but Congress won't let us because they already know that there's just no money for that. The only reason that those refunds came before was because we were living in different times.
Because we were living in different times, just so you didn't miss that. The reason that the stimulus checks happened because we were living in different times.
Was a time in which hopefully we won't ever go through again. We had a once in a lifetime pandemic. The bad part is that I don't know if it's once in a lifetime because we know that Ebola, unfortunately, was detected right here in New York here recently. And if we continue down this road of getting rid of scientists or deciding that we don't want to rely on experts as it relates to what they're telling us to do, or we don't want to deal with vaccines and medicine in this country, then we may be facing not only our next pandemic, but our next 2, 3, or 4 pandemics because of their incompetence. So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Boom. You catch that?
Of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
All right. You got that? This is from like an AOC minded lady. We're not in the business of giving out money, and I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Giving out money, and honestly, not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
All right. So, what do you think her net worth is?
How many years of Congress? I'm going to get it exactly right.
Okay. So she is 43. Oh, wow. She's older than I thought. Man, black don't crack. All right.
I must say she's not bad looking. I'm sorry.
No, I get it. Except for that attitude. All right. So in 2019, she gets into Congress. So she's been in for going on 5 years now. Yeah. Yeah. So
2 terms.
Yes.
On her third term.
Second, actually, I think. So she's been in office since 2021, I guess. So she's new. She's fairly new. But
all right. Net worth. But
no, guess. I'm just looking at her resume. No, I was just looking at her resume. Go ahead.
I think she must be around 40 to 60 million.
Really? Why do you say that?
Usually after 2 terms, because after 2 terms, the most of the Congress people, they reach 100, and she's from the left, so they take a little bit to get started doing you know what. So I think she must be around 40-ish.
What do you mean doing you know what? Insider trading?
Inside trading.
All right, so this is the member of Congress's net worth. Let's see. So yeah, no, they're not all over 100 mil. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 100 mil. It's not that bad. Oh, that's in 2018. All right, let's see what her net worth is. I saw it the other day. I'm just wondering. Jasmine Crockett. I'm going X because I saw it there the other day. I got to get in Congress ASAP, by the way. Sheesh. Insider trade.
We're losing money by the minute, Brandon.
Yeah, my God. But I don't think they'll ever be on insider trading, so that's the thing. But I'll use it for good. Jasmine Crockett net worth. Here we go. So developing, Jasmine Crockett has a reported net worth of $9 million despite being paid $174,000. Crockett owns a $2 million townhouse in Texas, a $1.5 million loft in Texas, $1.5 million lakefront cabin in Texas, and her net worth grew substantially last year during the 2024 election, where she became an overnight star for the DNC. There are now reports that Crockett is eyeing a 2028 presidential run. What? Did they not learn anything? And with the massive increase in funds, it appears that there could be some truth to these reports. Crockett looks like an entirely different woman before the DNC made her their newest puppet. We'll be exposing everything about this fraud and plague to the Black community. Like, let me tell you something. Me and you have immensely more in common with Black people than Jasmine Crockett. You know what I mean? That was to you.
What?
I said me and you have immensely more in common with the Black community than Jasmine Crockett does. But she tries to act like she's their best friend. Do you disagree?
Oh, yeah. No, she's like when you get to Congress, you stop being human. You become a swamp creature. And swamp doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, no, if you're down to get swampy, they'll make you rich. If you enjoyed the short clip, click right here to watch the full episode, and remember to subscribe to the channel. God bless.